Okay, so MTV have come out with another banger series called MTV Shuga Mashariki, and here is my review. Hey everyone, my name is Legend, and welcome to my channel. Please consider subscribing. Now, let's get to the review of MTV Shuga Mashariki. Here is the good, and here is the not so good about this show. Okay, let's get right into it. So this show came out, I think, last week, and we had the first episode last week, and we're expecting the series to run on a weekly basis. So we'll have another episode this week. It's airing on Citizen, YouTube, and also in BET. It's called BET Africa, I think so. Right. So it's a Kenyan show. Though it's called Shuga Mashariki, I don't know whether they are artists from Tanzania or Uganda, but most of the cast I've seen are Kenyan cast. And let's get to the first good about this show. So it features a very, very good cast of young rising Kenyan talent, talent that we have seen coming up on the scene recently, right? And if you see, one of the criticisms of these big production houses or these big film houses is they only take legacy actors or actors who have been there, actors who are safe, actors who people know, right? But MTV Shuga, because it's a show about people who are in campus, young people, they had to take the risk, right? And I'm glad to see that most of the cast that I've seen are up and coming actors, amazing actors who we have seen recently, maybe from the 2020s coming forward. So some of the cast include Sarah Wanjiro with a very, very good performance. We have Basil Mongai, who was also in Click Click Bang. We have Matthew Ngugi, who was in More Fire. We have Frida Mombe. We have Makena Kahuha, Julia Brenda, Fatuma Geshoro, Miriam Bishar, and Wilson Mushemi. We also have Real Boogie. So the cast was packed with with a lot of rising talent, with amazing talent, and their performances were so good. I like Sarah Wanjiro's role. I also do like Basil's role. They understood the role and they gave such good performances. Good thing number 2 is the cinematography. And cinematography in Kenya has come a very, very long way. The film is looking moi. Enos Olik again as I think the director of photography, if I'm not wrong, or the cinematographer. Enos is Enos doing Enos things. With very, very good cinematography, very, very good scenes, well lit, well choreographed scenes, very good shots, good planning of the shots. It just looks actually it looks like a Hollywood film. If someone showed to you a Hollywood film and showed you this also, they are in the same quality. So in terms of cinematography, it was top notch. All right. Another good thing about this film is the show is up to date, right? Like from the cast that they casted like up and coming artists and actors who, young actors who are breaking through the scene right now in Kenya. Also from the themes that they tackle in the show, for example, stories like femicides, right? For example, stories like I don't want to spoil too much because of course Pia, you have to go watch the show also. But when I watched it, I did feel like it was up to date with what is actually happening in Kenya and around Kenya. I didn't feel like I'm missing something, whether it's in the old or The themes are up to date. What is happening? The people who were there are current actors of now and current people who are, shaking up the entertainment scenes. Okay, now let's go to the not so good and extending the point of I felt like it was up to date, like it speaks to me as a young person in Kenya, like it talks about the issues about what is happening right now. One of the things that I feel a bit is on the relatability aspect, how they tackle the issues that are affecting me as a young person, let's say. For example, when they talk about this MTV Shuga is set in a university setting, right? It's like, okay, I can see the university looks like what a university would look like. The references, for example, where people would go and chill after classes and whatever, the classes, right? But now how people actually interact in university, there kidogo I felt like like, for example, they were talking about rugby and recruitment and how people get into these clubs. And I'm like, I don't think this is how it happens. But it felt so cool kid-ish, if I may say. For example, when they were talking about the rugby squad, and I'm like, these people don't look like they know they do rugby. You know what I mean? So it was just like, okay, they're all in their home clothes, even in the lockers. You wouldn't typically see that. If it's a sport, you expect that when they're in the locker, they are changed to sports wear. But they were looking like, a bunch of cool kids who are there just, vibing. You know what I mean? So I think there, when it comes to relatability and how they executed the actual issues, the issues are up to date, but how they executed it was not in a relatable fashion. If you understand what I mean, like I was not relating with how how they were presenting the scenes, right? Because I'm like, this doesn't look like a Kenyan. It looks like a Kenyan university, how it would be set up, but how they're interacting with each other doesn't feel Kenyan, right? It's like, that's not how it would go down. So in terms of relatability, I think it's not very relatable according to me. Another thing that I may say maybe not so good is about the pacing of the show, okay? The pacing sometimes is fast, sometimes it's slow. Sometimes you don't know where you are in the story. For example, the two main characters, right? Sarah and Basil, right? When they meet, it's like when the story is introduced and now we are in that university. I'm not sure whether are we in first year. Are they in first year? Are they in 1.2? Are they in second year? Because it's like, when it started, I actually thought it was a long distance kind of relationship that they had never met. But then now, when we came to school, it was like, oh, she's waiting for him to come back. So, which means they have already been there, right? But also, this lady was preparing a recruitment G for Freshers Bash. So, are we in second year? Are we in third year? Are we in first year? How long have you two guys been dating? Like, I felt like ni kama tumeangushwa in the middle of, you're in the middle of the ocean and being told to swim and you don't know which direction is where. So sometimes the film did feel that way. Sometimes it felt the scenes are going too fast. Sometimes it felt they were going too slow. There's this montage they did of the recruitment from different clubs, and it was like, what's happening? Like, I didn't get it, right? Another thing that maybe I felt like it was not, maybe it was is about the agendas, okay? Okay. Let's be honest. In the current economy, all movies are coming out with agendas. You're not creating a movie without an agenda, be it LGBTQ, be it femicides, be it HIV, be it politics, be it race. Like, currently in the current film economy and in the current entertainment industry, is as if when you create a movie, you have to put a couple of agendas right in there. That's not the issue. The issue now comes when we feel like the agenda is overtaking the story, okay? Because there are films that, yes, they have agendas, but the agendas do not eclipse the story. It's still a love story. It's still a boy meet girl story. It's still a, heartbreak story, betrayal, whatever. The normal themes that we usually have in film. But now the agendas are like side plots, or even if they focus on an agenda, they still give it a good story. So sometimes in this film, I did feel like they put in a lot of agendas, and then it was like, sometimes they're just mentioning it kidogo. Other times you're like, oh, is this an agenda really? Because I did see some LGBTQ themes there, but I don't know how that will come out. I did see HIV and AIDS film there. We do know MTV Shuga is a show that is known for, speaking about HIV and AIDS and how it affects the youth, right? So that's a theme that they always have. But we have all these other themes that have been added, and I don't know whether they blend so well, because we have themes like mental health. We have themes like, should I call them themes or should I call them agendas, right? So I did feel sometimes they kinda, I'm not very sure, but I feel they kind of get in the way of the story. So, I've only watched one episode. Only one episode has come out. So we will see how the film progresses and whether those agendas will blend and whether the story will, tighten out. Because also another thing is like, it takes you a while. For example, when I watched that first episode, it only took me almost towards the end to realize, to connect the story from the beginning. You know what I mean? So, because I was watching, I'm like, the cinematography is good. There's a boy here, there's a girl here, they meet. But then in the middle there, I started getting confused. But when it's almost ending is when I was like, I was connecting the dots. The roommate was dating the boyfriend, or, such kind of things. I don't want to spoil so much, but you go watch it. But let's see how the film progresses. I'll be here to watch it. I think episode 2 will might come out tonight, so I'll be stay tuned to that, to watch that. And if anything major happens in the story, or something good or something surprising happens, I will make a follow-up video. But for now, that has been my honest review of MTV Shuga Mashariki. Tell me, what do you think? Do you agree with me? Do you not agree with me? And if you're watching, please kindly like and subscribe, and see you in the next one.